When you have your girls, you're never alone. You get together for coffee, maybe to work out, or just to laugh. We created Hey Girl just for you. Can't wait for you to join us.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Hey Girl. I'm your girl, Kim with an E, and this is episode 62. Now, if you're joining us for the first time, I want to let you know that Hey Girl is a safe space where you can share your experiences and be affirmed. Let's face it, life can be complex and sometimes overwhelming. That's why we believe in the power of conversation, because knowing you're not alone is what helps you get through. So glad you're here with me today, guys. Come on in the room, and when you get here, be sure to press like and share. Happy Juneteenth. I know it's a little rainy out here, those of you who are in Huntsville, but there is sunshine in my soul today, nonetheless. I am happy that you are here with me. Come on in and tell me you're here in the comments. Say hello. What are you doing to celebrate Juneteenth? It's not only Black Music Month, but today is a particularly special day. This weekend is special. There's just a lot going on historically. And then, of course, tomorrow is Father's Day. And so I am hoping all of you are celebrating in one way or another today. So, as you know, all month we've been talking about Black music because it is Black Music Month. And I want you to not only say in the comments that you're here and hi to me, but also I want to know who is your favorite Black musician. I've been asking that every week. I want you to share who you love because this month is all about music. And also, guys, don't forget to check out our Hey Girl store. As you know, we have some cute products there, very Afrocentric, very fitting for this month. And I've added some new things, so be sure to check those out as well. And of course, also, I want you to remember to check out the justkim.net page. Remember, I have free downloads for you there. Haven't talked about some of these things in a while, but a while back I put up a download for 5 ways to have a successful marriage, 3 ways to deal with disappointment. There's some good stuff there to check it out. Also, there's that Hey Girl Planner page to help get your life organized. You know, we think about organization in January, and sometimes by February, we're all over the place. So sometimes it's good halfway through the year to get back on track, and that Hey Girl Planner page may be the way to help you do that. So, who is with me today? Say hello in the comments. We have a great show in store for you. And, as I said, of course, it's all about Black music. And how fitting is it that I stumbled upon an episode of Unsung? Have you all seen that on TV One? This past week, as a matter of fact, they were running this special called Unsung Presents Music and the Movement. How perfect is that for our theme, right? It's a remembrance of the artists and songs that provided the soundtrack to the fight for justice and equality. It's on TV One, as I said, and it was really interesting to look at the role that music played in propelling the movement for social justice forward. And I don't know that we always think about it because often music is sort of the backdrop to our lives, right? But the special really kind of brought out how it was the music that really propelled things forward. Kathy Hughes, chairwoman of Urban One, says, music is the heart and soul of Black culture. Every melody, lyric, and rhythm artfully depicts the layers of Black diversity, the scope of Black creativity, and the depth of the complexity of our people. I love that. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. Check local listings. I'm sure they will be replaying it. And it's good. It gives a lot of good highlight and sort of trajectory of Black music from the early days to the present time. So say hello in the comments. Tell me how you're celebrating Juneteenth. If you're celebrating, are y'all gonna barbecue or what? Hey Lisa, I see you. Glad you're here. Let's see. Anybody else out there? Hey Kieta Walker Parker, I see you too. Glad you guys are here. So, who are your favorite Black musicians? Tell me in the comments. And tell me if you are celebrating Juneteenth somehow this weekend. So it's awesome that we're finally getting the national recognition for this holiday, right? I mean, many people haven't even heard of Juneteenth until recently, but it's been around for a long time. Of course, it signifies the day 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, when the enslaved people in Galveston, Texas, finally got the word. Someone said today, Pastor Wesley Knight was saying that actually that they knew, but that it was just that the slave owners were not willing to oblige the new law. But finally, 2 years after the emancipation, those slaves were actually set free and began their journey towards full freedom, as of course we know. So it's perfect, perfectly in line with what we're talking about today. The fact that it is Juneteenth and we're celebrating that history, and we're celebrating the way in which music, Black music in particular, sort of rests. The current artists are sort of resting or building on that foundation of those artists who came before. Um, Lisa, I don't hear you. Kieta, I want y'all to chime in, and make sure you don't forget to like and share today's post, because you are not going to want to miss this conversation with my beautiful guest today. Um, I call her Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde because Joyce Bellamy is a native of Huntsville, Alabama, and an honors graduate of Oakwood University. She earned her Doctor of Dental Surgery in 2011 from the University of Michigan School of Dentistry. And now she's the owner of Say Ah Dentistry in Madison, Alabama. Dr. Bellamy has created a well rounded dental home for her patients, providing cutting edge technology and incorporating innovative measures for relaxation. But Dr. Bellamy is also Jay Bella, a force to be reckoned with within the music industry, a performer, writer, producer, and recording artist. She has worked with Grammy Award winning producers, singers, and songwriters in genres that range from jazz and neo soul to alternative rock, a cappella, pop, gospel, CCM, and country. Jay Bella brings a unique and innovative sound to every genre, and we are excited to have her here with us today. Please welcome Dr. Joyce Bellamy, aka Jay Bella, to Hey Girl.
Hey, hey guys. Wow, what an
Um,
introduction.
well, it's you, so
It's crazy. You never know. I'm the kind of person, I'm always going, so I never hear it back. And I'm like, wait,
yeah.
who's that? You
Who
know?
is that? Guess what? It's you.
It's God. It's God. Man, I praise God for that, man. Thank you.
Indeed. Well, it's so awesome to have you here. We were
Thank
joking
you.
earlier about the fact that I've known you for quite a long time, long before you were Dr. Anything.
Yeah.
You were just a little girl in Atlanta, Georgia, and a little rugrat, as I call you. But all grown up and doing big things. Very proud to see all the good stuff that you've been able to do.
Thank
And
you.
obviously, you are juggling a lot. So, dentist, artist, wife, mom. Let's talk about how you got started. I know that you've been singing for a long time, very
Hmm.
long time, since you were very young. So, have you always wanted to be a professional singer and artist? Did you think this was kind of your calling from early on?
Absolutely. I remember I was 8 years old and I was watched the Grammys and something resonated with me at 8 and I was like, I got to get there. I want this so bad. And I was writing my own original music around that time. And I still remember some of those songs I was writing. And I knew at that time, I was like, this is what I want to do. The thing is, I also love science. And so I was like, well, this is going to be interesting to see how it unfolds.
Yeah.
But I definitely knew that music was instinctive and just kind of second nature. And that's my way of expressing myself. And that's what I love to do. So absolutely, I knew really young. Yes, ma'am.
Cool. That is awesome. And I know music runs in the family. Your
Yes.
brother was in Committed, which is a very well-known singing group. So obviously, this is in your blood.
Yeah.
It's maybe it's
It's good.
inevitable I love it too, that it's arts and sciences, literally.
Yes.
There too. So that is really unique. So this month is Black Music Month, right?
Yeah.
And so I have to ask, who is your favorite Black artist? Who inspires you?
I'm gonna tell you, I that is not a possible one answer question. I have so many
I
artists that
know.
inspire me. I
I
can, list songwriters, specifically Ashford and Simpson. I love the way they write music. They wrote music. I also love the way Stevie Wonder, pins his lyrics.
yeah.
Vocally, I mean, who could ever top Whitney Houston? I mean, seriously, there's just a powerhouse all her own. She's in a league of her own. That's why she's called the Voice, and she will be forever eternal because of that. And I mean, goodness, I love jazz music. So Herbie Hancock, and because I'm a musician as well, so I don't. When I hear music, I don't just think of singing it. I also think of the playing side of it, the musicianship, percussion, and cadence, and all of those parts of music too. And so Chick Corea, he's a man of color, but I definitely think, Herbie Hancock is amazing. I loved Al Jarreau. I wish that was one person I wish I would have met. And when he passed, I was like, no. But I
Oh,
mean, his ability to how he emotes in his music. I loved Al Jarreau. He was great. So those are just a few. I could go when I
they're
say I
all
could go
great.
on and on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Like I said, I mean, as musicians, you early and young musicians are building on the work of those who came before, right? And
Yeah.
man, there's so many that you're able to build on. It's just so many that are so good from the past that we could, like you said, I know we could go on and on. Everyone you named are all the greats for sure.
Yes.
Um, oh man, I was a big Whitney fan, of
Whew.
course.
Right.
Um, so with it being Juneteenth,
Yes.
I want to share a special tribute that you said you threw together kind of last minute.
You
Um,
know,
Want to
I
talk
was
about that?
Yeah, I was okay. So I just recently got on TikTok. When I decided to merge the brands, the Dr. side and the J Bella side, it's Dr. J Bella's on TikTok. And I've been doing a lot of, songs about dentistry, and you can check them all out on YouTube. It's Dr. J Bella on YouTube. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do after hours with Dr. J Bella. That's literally me upstairs in my kids' playroom because I love the echo effect. It's a big long room. And I was like, you know what? There's nothing in here. I'm gonna sit down. I'm literally crisscross applesauce on on the floor, using my son's little stage as a prop and putting my phone there. And I just said, I'm just gonna start singing music with my garb on before I take it off. And then that was it. And I literally start singing "A Change Is Gonna Come." And I was like, you know what? Since it's Juneteenth, let me kind of talk about too, kind of my journey in the middle of the song, and it's talking about me going to dental school and how I was 10 out of 110, African Americans. And, for every 26 accepted, or for every one accepted, 26 were denied. And so I was just saying, who would have thought that, a Black woman from Alabama, in a hotbed of slavery was going to be able to be a doctor or a dentist and go to a prestigious school like that. And it was, our ancestors had to have dreams in order to get through. They had to have a vision in mind. And so I was like, you know what, that change is going to come. And it came. And we're not, in the clear. I don't know if we ever will be like, oh, we're just a perfect world. But change came. It did. They're able to say a Black man was in office. They're able to say, Black women have voting rights, and that we are professionals, and that Black men are, in high power, situations as well. And so we have rights that we didn't have. And so I think Juneteenth was a good time to highlight it.
I love that. You said it. I did all the above. I agree. So let's take a look at the clip. Oh, it's not working. Okay. Well, we'll put the link in the chat so you guys.
That's fine. And it's on
No,
TikTok, and it's in the story, so it's there. Yeah. But a change came, guys. A change came.
Yes. I'm gonna check it out, and we'll put the link in the chat so you guys can check it out after the show. I've seen some of the things that you've done, the Dr. Bellamy, after hours thing, and they're always fun. I love the melding of the arts and sciences, the taking the musicality and, taking it to the medical space is fun. And then that picture of you that you have of you as the dentist and you in the chair, that is so creative. Who did that? How did you do that?
That is nothing but the brilliance of Jarrell McQuarrie. He's a photographer in this Huntsville area. He's also a web designer, creative genius extraordinaire, Jarrell McQuarrie. And literally, we were in my office in one of my operatories, and he was like, "You're going to be Jay Bella in the seat, the fun, whimsical, musician, and then there's the serious doctor side." I'm gonna tell you, I never thought these worlds could marry. In fact, I kept them separate for a long time because I was like, well, I don't want my very conservative patient base to be like, well, now, you do what again? And then I didn't want my musician friends to be like, well, you're not true to the game. So it's just one of those things where you're kind of in a tug of war. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. And, I'm just going to be happy in my most complete self. And I have not regretted it. The concept is about maybe 2 months in. And I have been so free. I have been so happy. And it has nothing to do with anybody. I've taken the whole, well, what do they think? And what do they think? I mean, I think that's kind of those things that you run into as you get older too. You become less and less concerned about the perception. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to have chicken and oatmeal, okay? And it's going to be fine. And so that's what I did. And I've been so happy.
Yay. I applaud you for that, because you're right. It is so easy to feel like you have to stay within a box and do what people expect. But why? And we talked this month about the creativity of Black artists who literally have had to make something out of nothing. So they could not be contained to boxes. They had to be very creative. Last week I showed a clip of a guy on the street who was making music with a paint bucket and some tin. That is sort of what we do.
Yes.
And I think it's freeing to hear that message that you don't have to be confined to the expectations of others. You literally can do whatever God has put in you to do. And, whether or not it seems like it, they go together, that's how new things come to be, is when the unexpected are blended. And so I think that's so exciting and so fun to see how you're doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's talk about what else you're doing musically. What are you working on right now? Let's talk a little bit about some things you've done that maybe people may know or don't know.
Okay.
Talk a little about what musically. We'll stay there for a sec.
Yes, that's fine. So when I think of who I am in music, I'm a songwriter. Okay. I've also been an artist and, sing and, do all types of things, obviously playing things like that too. But I have done all types of genres of music. So I've been traditionally known for gospel, of course, singing with Robbie for years and doing our original CD. That thing is, when I tell you, that thing is about 18, 19 years old. Yeah, God is Good is 19 years old, and they're still playing it on radio stations.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's funny? I think Rob sent me a text message of someone who was selling our CD on Amazon for $100. I said, come on, it'd be great. It was amazing. I was like, for real? And it was $99.99.
Wow.
Whoever buys that, praise God for you. That's amazing. But anyway, that's money. I know, right? I was like, oh, I need that person to be my manager right now. But anyway. I write up for all types of genres now. So in 2018, I started recording music for just me. And I started putting out in 2019. And so there's 4 singles that I have out on all media platforms, and I guess music media. That would be Pandora, Spotify, Apple Music. And really what I was trying to showcase is just the versatility of the writership, just so that, I could get out and people say, oh, wow, she can write this type of music, that type of music, and whatnot. Now, of course, I'm working on all things, Dr. J. Bella, and, presenting dentistry in a fun, creative, innovative way. But by the end of the summer, I am looking to release my full EP, which is not going to be necessarily the hodgepodge of, different genres that I was doing before, but it does have to be classified into one genre. And so that's what I'm working on right now.
So what will the genre be, since you like to kind of dabble in a lot of things?
I know. I've been trying to, I had an interview before, like about a few weeks ago, and so the fusion I'm trying to pull together is kind of a folky jazz type of melding or meshing.
Yeah.
But I'm always true to my roots. Anything that I write, I definitely make sure that it's something that you can play with your kids and something that's very, very life music. That's kind of my thought and my genre on it. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
I mean, it fits with who you are, right? I mean, you're not in one box. You do a lot of things, and you're gonna bring all that together. And I think it's gonna be fantastic. I know it will, in fact. And there's no rule that says you have to only do gospel because you happen to be a Black woman,
Right.
So do that. So I know that you shared with us a clip of something that you've done. Now, what is the clip that we have today? Do you remember you sent us?
The thing is Only.
Okay.
That's a song that I did actually for Easter, my church, First Church. And I did it with Albert Dudley. This is the original song, did the music and whatnot. And, Albie, built the instrumentation and things like that around. Also Roy Gator. And so this song was released for Easter. It was talking about Jesus and the resurrection and, basically, his love for us. And, what happens when trouble comes, we can be reminded through his death that, he's been risen from the grave and that, we are able to be here because of him and that he'll see us through whatever situations. And so this song will be released probably soon, but this is something that, I did put out on a video. So it's on YouTube too under Dr. J Bella. This is called Only.
Cool.
And yet still I feel that it should have been my death. The debt was mine to pay. Amazing love and grace led you to be slain. Was it my laugh? Was it my cry?
Oh, that is nice. That is very nice. Yeah. And so you wrote the song, you wrote the music. Is that you playing as well?
No, I sent them the track. I sent them, basically we call it a reference track. And then Albert Dudley went ahead and layered in, the vision that I had for it. I wanted it to be more of like the Hillsong kind of, CCM kind of praise and worship kind of feel. And so Roy Gator and this other gentleman that's escaping my mind right now. But yeah, they came together and they put it together that way. But yeah.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. We have some folks joining us. I see you, Alva. I saw April Nixon. Hey guys. Yolanda. Hey girl. Hey. Is that it? I get it right? Okay, cool. Yeah, really, really nice. And then you have another one that you shared with us. Is it similar to the one we just listened to, or what's the other one that you sent?
Time is a song that I wrote I wrote it a while back, but this song is really hitting on, I would call it a social issue, which is really toxic relationships. And, I think that it's important, as Christians, not only, to be so heaven reminded that we're no earthly good. We are living in the world, and we do have to be aware that, the devil is walking around here like a roaring lion. And, there are relationships that people are in, and sometimes it's even amongst your family members and close friends. But you have to be able to recognize when you're being mistreated. You do have to recognize when it's time to walk away. And that song is talking about a toxic relationship situation and kind of coming to the realization that, oh, wow, there's something I need to do, or this is going to take me out. And that's what Time is talking about. And so it's a country-esque feel. This is kind of like my country song feel. And so I love this song. This is deeply personal to me, but it's called Time. And, saying, time healed me, but it killed your chance. Sometimes, You want to be, forgiving. You can forgive, but you have to be smart. The Bible says be, sharp as a serpent and harmless as a dove. That means there's a level of intelligence that you have to exercise to keep yourself safe in this world. Okay. And you can't just, say, well, God's going to be my protector. He also gives you wisdom to exercise.
Right.
And so that's what this song is talking about.
Let's listen.
Round the merry-go-round we'd go. Thought I gave this up years ago. You move fast and I move slow. A litmus test of time, You brought you and I took you back. Covered you in all that you lack. A doormat seemed to be my neck.
Very nice. Yes, I like that. And I'm not a huge fan of country, but I like that sound. Like it's a nice sound.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're working it. Yeah, good stuff. Very proud of you. Very proud of you. I love the message. What would you say is your sort of message in overall, that you want to send or convey in your music?
That's a loaded question. Of course, the messages always are different in each of the songs. I guess me as the common denominator would just be strength and empowerment, especially amongst women. I know, especially being a Southern woman, that there is, how should I say this? There is a lot of undertow, kind of, I don't say paternalism, but basically there's a traditional space where a woman is, a traditional place. We've grown, and evolved a little bit as Southern culture, but there's always those traditionalist ideas where, you're a wife and you're a mother, and that's great. And then it is wonderful. But if you have dreams and you have goals and you have things you want to do, it's just important to make sure you nurture those sides of yourself as well. So I am about probably promoting the whole person, every thought, every, idea that you have. Go for it. Try it. Do it afraid. Make mistakes. Fall. Be willing to say that you at least tried. And so that is something that I really want to convey. Just be your whole and authentic self.
I love that. That's so good. I was listening to Herbie Hancock actually has a master class, and he told a story about him playing with Miles Davis and playing a wrong chord or a wrong note. And he said he thought he had ruined the concert, but Miles kind of adjusted and brought in the wrong note and made it work with the song. And Herbie was like, I didn't know what happened in that moment. I didn't know how he did that. But basically, he said later, looking back on that moment, he saw how Miles didn't see it, didn't judge it, didn't judge the wrong note. He instead accepted it and made it into music. And I thought, message, right?
Yes.
Like there's always gonna be those things in our life that's imperfect. And rather than harping on the imperfection and judging ourselves, being down on ourselves, let's see how we can make it into music, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Make it work. Yeah.
Absolutely. Embracing the differences and incorporating them to make a new masterpiece. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. So you're a dentist, okay, Dr. Bellamy. So how do you bring your creativity into that space?
Honestly, dentistry is the mixture of of course, the doctor side, an engineer side from functionality, and artistic side. So there is very much an artistic component to dentistry. And I went into it because I loved working with my hands, for one. And then I loved science, healthcare, but I like to see what I do. And, you'll go to a cardiologist. Let's say if you're having, something going on cardiovascularly, they'll go in, they'll put a stent in, they'll go in and change the valves, do artificial valves. You'll feel better, right? Mm-hmm. But there's no real way to look at the results of it. In dentistry, there is a physical and an aesthetic component to what you do. It can't just look good. It can't just be good. It has to look good. And
Right.
so I enjoyed that results, driven type of profession. I like the way that we could get the result in probably a very short amount of time too. Most cases, even if they're, unless they're really extensive cases like implants and, a whole lot of, grafting situations. I mean, you can do a lot of stuff the same day nowadays. We have the technology in the office to pull off, same day crowns and, the root canal, the different things that you can do right then and there. And I liked being able to get it then, there, and to see it. And so that was what drew me to dentistry. And so every day I bring artistry to the table. I'm very, very, very particular. My staff would say to a fault, but most of my patients really appreciate that if I don't like the way it looks, or if I don't like the way it looks on the X-ray, and those are two different things because both of those have to coincide. I can't just like what I see in your mouth. An X-ray always tells the full truth, and so if I don't like those, we're gonna probably do it over again. But that's kind of just me, and I'm just extremely particular about that. And I think doing everything. Like the Bible says, whatever your hand findeth to do, do it also the glory of God. And I think that that's a big part of the ethical side of being a healthcare professional. You can't just be a licensed professional and just do something because whatever. You have to recognize you have people's lives, you have their expectations in your hands. Yes, and even in dentistry, we have lives in our hands. We have to look at health histories. We have to make sure we can, we're looking at everything before we're up and treating you, because a lot of the stuff we use can interact with what you may be taking. And so, but you have to make sure you approach it with a level of reverence and with a level of professionalism, because you have God's children in your hands. And so that's the way I look at it.
Yay. Good stuff. So, I know there are other ways that you have blended creativity and dentistry, and we have a TikTok to prove it.
Oh boy. Which one is this?
So we're going to take a look at the TikTok you created to send a message to your patients about flossing.
Floss like a boss. Let's go.
Let's go. Oh, are we having trouble with that one? Oh, no. Okay. Darn it. We're gonna.
It is on YouTube though, so if you want to go through YouTube, it is on YouTube.
Gonna find it on YouTube. It's great. It's. You want to sing a couple of bars? How does it go, Joyce?
Oh Lord. Okay. If you don't want me, if you don't want me to clean deep, and you don't want to lose your teeth, you gotta floss like a boss. Floss it like a boss. Floss it, and then we break it down. Put that string between two fingers and tie it around like so. Put an inch or two between them. Then ready, set, and go. Press down till you feel that pop. But that's not where you're going to stop. Slide to the right, slide to the left, pop back up and do the rest.
Good job. I love it.
It's crazy. It's so funny when I sing these songs. It's just too much fun to me to be serious. It's like, it's exciting. It's just fun.
But I mean, it works though. Like TikTok is right. This is where we are. Everything is on TikTok, and as you're having fun, you're also sending a message about keeping your teeth clean, and it's memorable. I think particularly young people will remember it, and so it works. It serves two purposes: it's fun and educational. So
well, thank you. I loved, after graduating dental school, I taught at the University of Michigan. So that was probably one of the biggest highlights of my professional dental career. I loved teaching. I mean, it runs in my family. We love to teach. Yeah. And so I had a great time teaching. And so this is another way of still teaching, just on a mass level.
Yeah. And blending the two sides of yourself.
That's correct.
Purpose. So that's really good. I feel like there was something else I wanted to ask you about that, and of course, blanking. So I guess I keep coughing. If excuse me. I guess the next question really is, what's next? So like you've done a lot already. You're doing a lot. What do you see yourself doing in the near future? What's up and coming? Whether dentistry or music or both?
Oh, it's definitely both. Of course, we have our own practice, it's Our Family Cosmetic Dentistry. It's in Madison, and we just celebrated a year last week, so it's our 1-year anniversary. Let the church say amen. because we started a business in COVID-19. That was something that nobody saw coming. And let me tell you, God has been very, 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 very faithful. And it has been a faith walk. It has been, in the words of Charles Tapp, character building experience. And I praise God for that. You know, he thought so much of us that he thought that we could go through this time. And, you know, we have, and we praise him for it. And, but yeah, of course, you know, continuing to grow the practice that's important. And then just continuing to do music. You know, I think COVID locked a lot of things off in music. Like we had, you know, events to do, and I had some gigs I was going to do, and some, you know, Jazz in the Park and some things that we had planned. And of course, with COVID-19, you know, nobody was congregating. And so artists and musicians had to get very creative regarding, you know, keeping the juices flowing, but then not, you know, putting it out at the wrong time because no one was able to really appreciate them. And so I think now that the veil is, you know, it's lifting a little bit, we'll see where it all goes. So, as far as going to do venues and stuff.
Right, for sure. As you said, you celebrated 1 year. I'm like, oh, wait, that was a tough year then, with it being your first and COVID all at the same time. Yeah. So, yeah, how did you manage? How were you able to manage during that time? I know you probably had to shut down for a little while and regroup.
We actually were going to start in March, and it was going to be the week we got shut down right before we were about to open in March.
Wow.
POTUS, you know, President Trump decided that he wanted to, you know, shut the country down right then. And it was the week right before we were supposed to start. So then we had to wait to open until June 8th. And so that was, you know, about 3-month wait. And so of course that knocked, you know, all of our expectations off. We had the staff ready to go. And so the whole world was on a freeze. You know, what can we do? You know, what can we do? And we were able to be the first business that the Madison Chamber of Commerce, the mayor and everybody came to endorse, I think on June 1st. And so that was a blessing to be able to have still a grand opening, because at the time they were like, well, you can just open your doors, but there'll be no grand opening. So, you know, God showed his favor there. And then, you know, how do we make it through? I'm going to tell you, it has been nothing but the grace of God. We have amazing patients. We have great staff. My husband, Michael, really managed the practice well. And God, more God. Our children have been angels, because they've had to really, you know, of course, entrepreneurial parents are, you know, it's a whole nother world, you know, entrepreneurial family on top of, you know, the stresses of virtually, you know, raising the kids with virtual school and, you know, all of those things. And, you know, we're doing all this in the office. So it was a very, very interesting year. But God brought us through. And so I know that sounds so cliche, but honestly, that really has been the factor. It's just nothing but God and the managing of the mind, keeping, you know, things focused, and, you know, just staying, you know, present in the word and just present with each other too, especially on downtime. That's important, because when you become an entrepreneur, it's an all-consuming fire. All consuming. All you're doing is thinking about, you know, even when you're at home, like, do we do this? Do we do that? You know, that's a whole nother dynamic that you have to get used to. And so just continue to stay fortified in the word and with each other. That's the big one.
Yeah, good stuff. I mean, yeah, you opened in the thick of it. So, God, that could get you through that. Yeah. Indeed. Well, we're excited to see what you do next. Real quick, you want to tell us where Say Ah is located for those who are here in Huntsville? They can find you if you need a dentist.
Sure. We are at 7559 Highway 72 West, Suite 105, Madison, Alabama, 35758. The number is 256-715-1686. And we are right across the street from Sprouts and Academy Sports, right next to the Marco's Pizza. And that plaza right there, you'll see the Say Ah sign. I think the logo's right there. It's a tooth. Jarrell McQuarrie, shout out to him. He also did the logo. The same guy that did my pictures did the logo. But that's Say Ah. You can check us out at www.sayahdental.com. And you can get everything on there, you know, the connect page or the contact page. You just put it in there, your information in there, and we'll contact you. And yeah, also there's a blog on there. I like to blog and talk with my patients, and you can find out more about the practice. And yeah, that's where we're at. That's
Good stuff. Check it out. And it looks like a beautiful space. I have passed
Thank
it. I
you.
haven't been inside yet, but it looks
Come
really
on in.
nice.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, we'll stop through. And then, of course, tell us again how we can find you, hey, how we can find J Bella and get your music.
Got it. So J Bella is, once again, she's on all, third person. She's on all platforms. Oh, Lord. Yes. How many people am I? Yes. On all platforms, all music platforms, Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music. I mean, you name it, Tidal. So www.jbellamusic.com. 4 singles out on all of those stations, getting ready to drop full EP end of summer by the grace of God. Also on Instagram as Dr. J Bella and also J Bella Music. Facebook, and also www.jbellamusic.com. That is everything in a nutshell, I think.
All right. I think we covered it. We will, everybody be sure to check her out. She's got good stuff. If you're local and you need a dentist, she got you there as well. We're going to go to our scripture, which is appropriate for our theme today. And it is a very familiar one from Psalms 100. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, O ye lands. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. And for those of us who have had our children at the Child Development Lab here at Oakwood, all of our children can say that whole chapter from start to finish. That's one that they have to memorize, and it's a good one as well. Very fitting for today. Thank you so much for being here, Joyce, and thank all of you for being here with us today and celebrating Juneteenth, celebrating Black music. We're going to keep it going. Next week, we have a fantastic artist. Her name is Nerva Reddy. If you're not familiar with her, definitely need to check her out. Man, I can't stop coughing. So I'm super excited to have her. Thank you again, Joyce, for being here with us today. And God bless all of you as you continue to listen and be uplifted by all this good music. And be sure to like, follow, and share the Hey Girl page. And be sure to join us again next week. Thank you again. We'll see you soon. Until next time.
Thank you for having me.
Hey girl, thanks for watching. Be sure to join us every week in June as we celebrate Black Music Month with gospel recording artists Joyce Bellamy and Nerva Reddy. We're jamming in June, only on Hey Girl.